Yeah, I got
Okay.
Luka. I got Luka Doncic as my MVP. It's not very bold, but he's one of my favorite players. I think in 10, 15 years when his career's over, he could possibly be a top five player of all time.
All
Um,
time? Hold up. Wait.
Oh,
Okay. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the release. Today, joining us, we have Declan and Liam. Okay. So before we get started, Declan and Liam happen to have a podcast of their own. So I'm going to let you guys go ahead and plug that real quick.
Yeah, so our podcast is called the It's More Than Just a Game podcast. We've been a bit off for the summertime, but once football season starts, we'll be going over each week of the season, a predictions episode and a recap. And then also in those episodes, we'll be discussing just the latest news and events from sports in that week. So that's really that.
Yeah, man. These guys are mad consistent. They know all their stuff about what the 4 or 5 major American sports.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
yeah, but if there's any two people that I know that'll become journalists or have a future in sports, is these two guys. All right. But let's get right into today's topic. What we all came here to talk about. We're going to just tell you guys about our way too early award predictions for the upcoming NBA season. So today we're going to be focusing on the MVP award, the Defensive Player of the Year award, Most Improved, and Sixth Man of the Year. Not Coach of the Year, because that's not really player based, and you don't really know because that's just pretty much anyone's game. So, Liam or Declan, I'm gonna let you guys fight it out. You guys can go right ahead. One of you guys can go first.
All right, I'll go first for MVP. For my pick for the MVP for the upcoming season, I got Kevin Durant. Listen, last year was a bridge year for him. We saw him come kind of full circle, second round against Milwaukee. He was extremely dominant in that series. I think they should have won that game, but anyway, we won't get into that.
That's the point.
Yeah, last year was the bridge year. We saw him come full circle, second round. He was extremely dominant at the Olympics. I think he was averaging like 30 points around a game. And in the Olympics, it's shorter games. I think it's like 40-minute games in the Olympics. I think, yeah, as I said last year, bridge year for him. This year, he's going to be fully dominant in the NBA again, and he's returning to his prime. That's my pick for MVP.
All right, go ahead, Liam. Let's all go around in a circle and we'll discuss it afterwards.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
Luka. I got Luka Doncic as my MVP. It's not very bold, but he's one of my favorite players. And I think in 10, 15 years when his career's over, he could possibly be a top five player of all time.
All time? Hold up. Wait. Okay.
Hold
Keep
Yeah,
going, bro.
on,
We're gonna come
hold
back to
on.
that. We're gonna come
Yeah,
back
we
to that.
gotta go
Keep
back
going,
to
bro.
that.
that
Yeah.
that that, that is the bold part about it. I really like Luka. He's really clutch. In the bubble, he had a really clutch, I think, shot, and I think the second round.
It's the
He's
Clippers, yeah.
Yeah, against the Clippers. He's only 22 as well, and he's nearly putting up 28 points a game. And yeah, he's my pick for MVP.
All right, Jordan, go ahead.
All right. Okay. So you guys pick more of the conventional ones.
Yeah.
Those two guys are like have the highest odds to win the MVP.
Yeah.
Mine is Stephen Curry.
Oh,
I was thinking about that.
Here
I
we
think
go.
this year's going to be a transition year. I think the Warriors going to be a top 4 seed. He's going to carry the team before Clay comes back. And once they come back, they should be able to contend this year as long as he's 80% healthy. So that's my pick.
Valid pick.
I think he'll
That's
average MVP
interesting.
numbers. I
Valid
think
pick.
if you put up 37 and 5, 50, 40, 90 shooting.
37
you
and
could-
5. 37?
No,
Oh,
37,
37 and
35
5. I thought you meant
Yeah.
37 points. I was freaking out.
No,
You're
no,
like,
no,
I'm
no.
like, you're insane. Yo,
Nah, 35 and 7, 50,
It's
40,
kind of
90
funny.
shooting.
Years ago I was always praying on the Warriors downfall in like 16, 17, 18.
right?
Now I'm kind of rooting for Curry to
Yeah.
win the MVP or them to get in the playoffs again.
Right? It's
kinda funny how things
compete
change.
with the Lakers and the Clippers and the
Mhm.
Jazz now.
Yeah, man. It just switches up so fast, you know. But Jordan, we see eye to eye on this one. I have none other than Wardell Stephen Curry the second
Hey, let's go.
Oh,
as my MVP pick as well. There was no conversation before this, just to let everyone know. Okay, this is truly what I feel in my heart, and I have similar stats to Jordan. I feel like he's going to be a 36 and 6 with maybe a steal type of guy. 50, 40, 90 is stretching it a little bit for me. He is efficient, but you know, this guy takes like 20 shots a game. I don't think he could get 50, 40, 90 off that alone. But yeah, man, that is truly who I have. So one point that I would like to bring up that we need to argue right now is Liam Murray saying that Doncic will be a top 5 player. Like, yo, forget the awards for a second. I need you to
Liam.
repeat that statement and provide some
Mickey.
solid evidence, dog. Because like I'm
Maybe,
freaking out.
maybe not top five. That is really, really stretching it. But what I'm trying to say is he's going to be one of the best of all time in the future. Maybe top 15 or top 10. Maybe not top five. I think that is probably a bit of a stretch.
Definitely top 5 of this generation.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
This
yeah.
generation, hands down.
more of that. So
Easily. Like
Mhm.
That's
he's
a valid statement.
I don't know. He's 22 and he's already really good. So we'll see. It's just a bold take.
Yeah, top 5 is really hard to
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
bro.
is.
the top 5 for me is like super hard to crack. He's
Yeah, bro.
doing,
The
like,
top 10 for me is really hard to
ridiculous.
crack.
real,
And
man.
even top 10.
Well, it's
I-
a bold
yeah,
take
even
for a
10
reason.
All-Star appearances, like at least 1 to 2 MVPs,
Yeah.
2 to
Yeah.
3 championships, some
Yeah.
statistical dominance, some impact on the game of basketball. That's a lot to ask for.
Yeah,
that's
man. The
very
only
true.
player in my top 10 that doesn't have more than one championship is Wilt Chamberlain. But
Well, Will has
I've
2,
oh, he does? Oh,
Yes, he
damn.
does.
I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
my
yeah.
stuff.
and he has
Oh!
4 MVPs. So,
I
know,
so
okay.
I think
I knew he had bare MVPs, and this man got bare stats, did everything else. Like, this guy, they literally made rules to stop him, so we just decided to pass better. Like,
he'd be my top
Yeah.
5 if he won more championships.
Yeah,
if he
there we go.
won like 4 or 5 championships.
Is our championships though? Would they team? Aren't they team stats rather than player? Can you
You
really
still need
fault?
them. You still need
You
them.
do, but then
Facts,
like
bro.
It depends on how much the player, and for me, it depends on how much the player has an impact on that championship.
Mm.
Like
Yeah,
if the
that's true.
player impacted how they won the championship
of
or
course.
are they gone to the playoffs. That's
Yeah.
the players. That's what
Yeah.
I count.
Yeah, like you look at guys like Tim Duncan, who in 03 basically did everything himself. Like David Robinson was old and washed up. I hate to say it, but this guy needed to get out of the league and start being like
Yeah.
a father or something because this guy
Yeah.
had nothing else to do.
Father
Like
time was upon
Kareem
him.
Abdul-Jabbar took an old Bucks team. They were still pretty good, but they were old. Took them to the finals, won a couple times with them. Like it's stuff like that
Yeah.
that truly changes stuff for me.
That's true.
That's
basketball-
exactly what I was thinking.
Basketball in more of a sense. If you have 2-3 really good players, you can get into the
Yeah.
playoffs. So
Yeah.
that is
Mhm.
Declan, a point I wanted to bring up about your pick, Kevin Durant, is I have no doubt that he could be an MVP like contention and conversation. However, do you think he's able to do that with guys like with one resting and two with guys like Kyrie, who's 50, 40, 90, needs
I was about
the
to
ball
say
in his
that.
hands, and James
I was
Harden?
going to say that.
That's literally two superstars, one star in Kyrie Irving. And
Yeah.
like that's gonna be mad difficult because
I
Steph
know.
Curry already had a difficult enough time with Klay Thompson and Draymond on this team.
I really think he can be dominant in the season. I know he has Kyrie. I know he has James Harden. He has I would say 3 top 10 players in the NBA right now on
Yeah.
his team. I just think is extremely dominant. He can take over games late in the fourth quarter. He can be that clutch guy. Obviously, Kyrie feeding him, but I think James Harden scoring. I don't know if James Harden will score as much as he has with the Rockets. I still think upper 20s, lower 30s, possibly, but I think KD will lead that. And yeah, that's what I think
Yeah, no, that's valid. That's really valid.
Yeah.
It's just like the thing for me. I don't think James Harden can really stop being like the scorer that he is. He's like a once in a lifetime. Him and Kevin Durant.
He's
both-
going to put up 25 in his sleep. So,
Yeah, like both
Yeah.
in my opinion, Kevin Durant and James Harden both top 10, top 5 scorers of all time. It could fluctuate between the two.
yeah, there's
And
a
it's
track
like-
record
yeah.
with
Yeah.
top tier guys not winning MVPs on the same team. Elgin Baylor and Jerry West is one example. They're
Yes.
both multiple MVP guys. If you look at their stats, couldn't win on the same team. When Wilt and
difficult
Jerry
to
West
do,
were on
man.
the team, yeah, like
so it's a lot easier when you're the main guy, other than just one of 3
for
main
sure.
guys in that
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
that's
for
why
sure.
I picked Curry.
I
That's why
still
picked
think
Curry.
it's going to be 1A, 1B scoring wise on that team. I just think his ability to take the games late, take it into his hands is going to really propel him to that MVP level.
But then
over a guy like Harden.
doesn't Harden and Kyrie, wouldn't they also have that same mentality if I have to be that guy? Or do you think there's like
exactly.
they know, the 3 of them know that one of them's the 1A or 1B and 1C? Or do you think all 3 of them kind of think they're the guy on
I
that
think
team?
I think it's Harden and Durant more. I think Kyrie might take a step back a bit, but I think as the season progresses, it'll kind of separate itself.
Well, it should separate itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harden and Durant are better
I don't
players.
think it's going to be. I don't think Steve Nash is going to say, "Okay, this is the guy. You're the 1B." I think it'll just kind of naturally separate out as the season rolls by.
Yeah, you know what? That's a valid point.
Yeah, they're going to be on top of each other to start off the season.
Yeah. And especially if you get something like last season when they played, 8-9 games together in total. When you get something like that, I could definitely see Kevin Durant actually pulling ahead of that MVP race. But it seems like this MVP conversation is kind of over. So let's move on to Defensive Player of the Year. So, Declan, I'll let you start off again. Who you got for your DPOY?
This is a super basic pick, but it's very consistent. I got Rudy Gobert, just his
consistency, yeah.
His consistency to block, his
Mr.
consistency
COVID.
to guard center, Mr. COVID patient zero, yes. Just literally, there's one thing that made me convinced. I thought it was going to be AD, and then I looked at the stats and everything. Yeah. Just consistency, purely based on consistency. He's consistently been able to defend the rim inside the by the rim. Past 5 seasons or so. Yeah, that's pretty much what rules it out for me. It's just consistency.
Name, go ahead.
Again, simple pick. I picked Giannis again. Very, very basic. My other 2 ones are more, in a sense, bold, especially my 6th man of the year. But just a simple pick, Giannis, the former Defensive Player of the Year. He's all around really good basketball player. Won his first championship this year, which I was really hoping that he would. I was worried that he'd be one of those players who are really, really, really good, but then doesn't have the team around him to win. So I was relieved that he won the championship this year, and I think he's just a good all-around player.
That's a good pick. I got Bam Adebayo on the Miami Heat.
We see eye to eye once more.
Yeah, I see this pick. The Heat are going to be great defensively. Bam is a very versatile defender.
I got my Lowry jersey on.
There
I could see voters fatigue with Rudy Gobert. I don't think they're going to give a guy like Rudy Gobert 3. He'd be close to. He'd be dominating. I don't. There's going to be voter fatigue at one point.
4th Defensive Player of the Year award.
Yeah, like in 3 years. So I don't. Yeah, but Giannis, a valid pick. But I just see Bam, his importance on the team. The Heat are going to be good this year. I think he would have won it this last year if he was healthy. So if he stays healthy, he will for sure win it. So
yeah, man. Back to what Jordan was saying. Bodman Bam, that is my guy. Okay, listen, he could guard the 1 through 5 pretty efficiently in my eyes. Okay, he does it well, and I could see him averaging 2 blocks, 2 steals next season. He moves like a guard, but he's 6'9". He's epitome of small ball center. He could do it all. And you want to know what? Bold take. Bam Adebayo leading their defense. The Miami Heat will make another finals next season. But we'll save that for another episode, or I could talk about it now if we feel like it.
Just talk about it now. Let's hear more.
That's a bold pick.
Now listen.
Yeah.
I said that this year as well because I truly believe in the Heat, right?
They're the bubble guppies.
Okay, but you can say that about the Lakers too. That was actually really funny.
Because the Lakers are just a different team.
They
got
Lowry.
The Heat have Lowry now, and they traded away Dragic, who is getting old. Lowry's getting old as well, but he's still all-star level caliber player that, right?
Still a clutch player as well.
Very clutch, better defender than Dragic. And they lost Precious Achiuwa, who's putting up wonderful numbers, might I add, in the summer league. Who was putting up wonderful numbers in the summer league? Now I just can't wait to see what he does in the regular season. But with that addition of Kyle Lowry, that's a big 3, man. That's championship DNA. That's a veteran. And then you have Jimmy Butler. Hopefully, let me take back on my pick a bit. If Jimmy Butler can stay consistent,
extra bench balls too.
Yeah, they got bare bench.
Not forget.
Yeah, their team's good.
Yeah, man. But if Jimmy Butler can stay consistent, they'll get to the finals. Let me rephrase that a bit because me and Jordan were talking about this last year. This guy can go off 60 one night and the next night score 15. So if he can be that consistent 25-point per game player with a steal or 2, I could definitely see them doing that.
His contract is going to age absolutely horrifically.
I agree.
Jimmy Butler.
Wow.
Agree.
4 years, $184 million until he's 35, I think.
Yeah,
I
think it is.
The last year of that contract might be a bit painful.
Yeah,
The
Heat don't have a superstar, so I don't see a championship. So, and you need superstars to win championships, unless you're the Detroit Pistons.
Miami can go to the conference finals this year.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll take that.
I'm not ruling out a finals run. I'm just saying the East is pretty tight. I don't know if they can beat out a team like the Nets if they're assuming the Nets are fully healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
valid.
Nets are also really stacked on the bench as well. They have their big
Yeah.
three and they have good bench talent.
Yeah, no, they have amazing bench talent, really.
Yeah,
My only problem with that team, and I'll forever, until the day I die, have this problem with this Nets team. Their defense is awful, and I don't see it improving. Okay, they got Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni. Like their best
Yeah,
okay
yeah.
defensive coach, Ime Udoka, is now the coach of the Celtics. So
Yeah.
like,
and
I
I
can't see it.
I don't
And they got
know.
Patty Mills.
Yeah, Patty Mills.
Like they're literally just taking defense away. They let Jeff Green just walk out to the Nuggets like that, and that's
Yeah,
their
Jeff
best
Green was a
defender.
big loss. Jeff Green was a big loss.
Jeff
I don't think
Green
people
is bigger
understand.
than it. It may not look big on paper, but that's a big loss.
Yeah.
It
It
is really
is.
a big loss.
And
Like,
the
because you
thing I
need guys
don't
like that on
like,
your team.
the thing I don't like about them is there's three guys who all think they're the number one, and I'd assume that would cause issues. They were
Yeah.
hurt last year, but they probably should have, even with being hurt like that, they probably should have gone further in the
Mhm.
playoffs than they did.
Mhm.
I know
Yeah.
they were like an inch away from going further on with Durant's last shot, but I feel that chemistry and the relationship between those three guys could hold them back from being what they can be.
Yeah,
Mm.
I agree. A full season with that locker room could make out.
Yeah, because they all have egos. Like
What is
Kyrie
it?
Irving's
toxic.
Kyrie Irving's never gonna admit I'm the third best player on this team. He's never
He's
gonna. He's
going to
never.
have to.
He's going to have to, but will he? That's the question.
Exactly.
I don't
bro.
know.
Yeah,
He's gonna ask, because I'm pretty sure both James Harden and Kyrie Irving know that Kevin Durant needs that top spot. This guy's a top 20, top 15 player of all time on my
Yeah.
list, and like this, those guys don't even. James Harden doesn't even crack the top 20, and I don't even got Kyrie in my top 50.
Yeah,
So-
Kyrie's not top
that
50.
no, that
so-
I totally agree. I totally
Yeah,
agree.
so like that's an all-time status, right? But like you got guys like these who need to take that seat behind Kevin Durant, and I believe that they can, but then it's just a boxing match between the two, and that locker
Yeah.
room is going to be toxic. It's going to be
Yeah.
toxic.
I
It's
don't
like
trust
grade 8
Steve Nash to
relationship
regulate
toxic.
that. I don't really trust Steve Nash to regulate that. I'm sorry. If
Nope.
he's even going to, it shouldn't be his job, to be honest. Like to regulate the toxicity, like it to an extent, you have to realize that. Like, listen, you're affecting the players. You got to stop.
Exactly,
Yeah.
bro. Like this guy, he's used to dealing with it because he had Amari Stoudemire on his team, who has some of the biggest egos I've ever seen in my entire life. But he didn't regulate it. He didn't.
No.
He
He
didn't,
was
he
just
didn't
there.
keep him in check as a point guard. He's like, listen, you do you, I'll do me. I'll give you the ball. That's what it was. So now, right now, what he's doing is, you do me, I'll do you. I'll give you the minutes. That's not what you do as a coach. And as a coach, you need to regulate that stuff. And just
Didn't Durant like play? Maybe I'm wrong, but like nearly the entire game or one in the playoffs.
Oh
Or
He
yeah,
did in
He
game
played a couple
game
48
7
minutes. He
Game
played a
7,
game 48 minutes. I'm pretty
played-
sure.
and
yeah.
overtime.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
played almost the entire game or the entire game in
Yeah.
in that game 7. That is, I don't know how that is regulating the egos of players. I guess it is Kevin Durant. He's one of the best, like you said, players of all time.
Yeah.
I think if he does win the MVP this season, like I said, I think he'll fix his legacy in a way because it is like, what he did with the Warriors. That'll always be with him, and I guess tarnish his reputation in the league. But
Yeah, man. Yeah, so
And
kind
what-
of to end off this conversation, I will end with a Jordan quote. Steve Nash is a figurehead and Mike D'Antoni is behind it all. But now,
yeah, I've
allow us
heard
to
that
move
too.
on to the most improved player. Our second last award. Same order, Declan. I'm going to let you go right ahead.
All right. For this one, I got Lonzo Ball. As my,
Ooh,
Ooh.
yeah.
that's a good
Listen,
pick.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think he's going to get off to a bit of a slow start. First 10, 15 games will be slower. It'll be New Orleans pace. But I think Billy Donovan is going to find a way to use him properly. Listen, he's with Zach LaVine now. He's with guys that know how to score. He's with a decent coach in Billy Donovan rather. His stats the last 3 years have gone nothing but up. So I'm going to I'm going to find his stats here. Lonzo Ball, his stats, yeah. So his points have gone up. His assists have gone, he had a down year for assists last year. But his defensive play has been improving. His shot's been improving. I think that's the perfect formula for a most improved player.
That's valid. More consistent as
Oh.
well.
Yes, for sure.
Okay,
All right.
so for me, I got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He already had a really good season last year. I I was always, in terms of fan of that Paul George trade for Oklahoma, getting those 5 first-round picks and Gilgeous-Alexander, who I liked when he was on LA. Yeah, that
Yeah.
trade's ridiculous. I don't.
5, bro. These guys have
No.
picks for years. Like their
That
grandchildren,
Oh, I
and
know.
grandchildren have picks.
25 first rounders in the next 6 or 7 years or something like that.
And
Oh,
I wonder if this is a bit no, it's a bit off topic. But I wonder if that team, because what we see in the NBA, not a lot of teams build through the draft. That doesn't really exist in the NBA. In the NBA world, it's you trade away, you have 1 star, and you trade for more. I wonder if Oklahoma in the future, if they'll actually use their picks, their higher picks, or trade like 3 of them for a superstar. Let's say if Alexander really has a breakout season, or one of their other picks develop really well. But that's not really on topic. But Alexander had like 24 points per game last year. Already had a huge upgrade. But I think he'll take that next step, and win the most improved player.
Okay, all right.
He,
That was
he
good.
was hurt, and he was hurt
That's really
last
good.
year. He was
That's
hurt.
true.
He only played 35 games.
that is true.
All right, that is a good pick. Mine is Michael Porter Jr. of the
I'm
Denver.
liking all of these
Nuggets.
picks.
Yeah,
That's a
it
good
was
pick.
either
That is a
either
good
Alexander
pick.
or Porter for me. One of
Yeah,
those two.
I
and I
think
went with
great
Canadian.
pick.
he averaged 19 points last year. I think
Yeah.
he's going to average around 25 points this year, especially with no Jamal Murray. And if the Nuggets are a top
Yeah.
5 seed, I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Porter Jr. makes an All-Star team. I would not be surprised if
That's
they have a
take.
good record. If they have
You're
a good
gonna have
record,
people coming at you in those comment
Yeah.
section just like they did on that Jokic video, but I'm not complaining because I like this take.
He's
I
gonna
think
be.
I think he
so
can make an
good
All-Star
from
team.
three.
So, yeah.
Wow,
That's a great pick. That's a really good pick.
that was a really good pick. Okay,
Yeah, I've been waiting for him to break out since well. He was a
Yeah.
top 10 pick in
He had some
2017 or
problems
18.
early in his career.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got hurt early in his
Yeah.
career.
but it proves he's proven that he can come back from it, almost winning the bubble MVP. So that's good.
Yes.
But it wouldn't really be a David list if I didn't have a Raptors player on it, would it? Okay.
Oh, I know who you're picking.
You know who I'm picking? Can you take a
Yeah.
guess? Take a guess.
Goran Dragic.
Nah, bro.
You know picking
Goran-
Goran Dragic?
No, Goran Dragic is nothing but a trade piece to the guy that I'm having. All
I
right.
know, but still, I know.
Gary Trent Jr. Bro.
Gary Trent, ooh, that's a good pick. That's
That's
a
a
good
good
pick.
pick, but I don't know if he'll come off the bench.
Nah, because listen, it was either between Gary Trent Jr. or Norman Powell for me. And the fact that they just kind of switched roles there makes Gary Trent Jr. get the upper hand because whoever's on the team of CJ and Dame is not going to get that much love in terms of ball play.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
So Gary Trent Jr. taking that role from Norman Powell, possibly getting a few starts this season, even being a starter this season with Kyle Lowry gone, Freddie running the point.
Yeah.
I see nothing but up for him.
That would be the only reason I would be hesitant to pick him, just because of how many
Yeah.
games, like the starting time. I'm not sure what Nick Nurse plans to do with that lineup, especially with the guard position and at the 3.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty good pick still.
Yeah, no, that's valid reasoning. The only reason I'm picking Gary Trent and not Norman Powell is Goran Dragic has come to the team and he's proven that he could do well off the bench on Miami. So I see no reason why we'd replace, a starter in Kyle Lowry, put Freddie, put Gary Trent, and then have Goran Dragic be our 6th, 7th, 8th man. And plus, over the past, ever since his draft year, he's shown like rapid, or even you can even say steady, just improvement in his passing, his defense, his scoring, all of that stuff, and even efficiency. And I can only see him getting better from here. So yeah,
That's a good pick. That's a
It
good
is.
Good pick, yeah.
yeah.
All
I don't
right.
think I really have anything to argue here because all of these are amazing picks.
Yeah.
Like that's like the top
that's-
4 in voting. So let's move on to 6th man of the year, our final award for the day.
What about Rookie of the Year?
Oh my goodness,
pick.
we
should do
didn't
that
do
one
rookie of the year.
first.
Okay, we'll do that after 6th man, and we'll just freestyle
All
it.
right.
Declan, go ahead.
All right, first 6th man, I got Jordan Clarkson. This is extremely basic pick. He's extremely favored to win the award. I think
course.
of the odds, he's plus 500. Yeah. So this is a good pick for me because he did wonders last season in Utah off the bench. He was extremely helpful for them. He shot great from 3-point. He's on my fantasy basketball team, so yeah, he plays pretty good defensively. He fits in great with that Utah team, and I think he actually will get better coming off the bench.
Yeah, this guy stole Jordan Clarkson, man. I remember watching that draft, and I was like, this guy's an idiot. Why'd he pick him? And he clearly benefited because I came in second last. So go ahead, Lou.
I got Kevin Herter Herter
Oh
from
my
the.
goodness.
Oh,
That's a
Liam.
sleeper pick, but come on.
The ginger, he went off in one of the playoff games. It's a bold take. I didn't want to go. I could have picked Clarkson. I could have just gone the easier road, but he's former first round pick, 19th overall in 2019. He was good in their playoff run. They made it surprisingly far. And with injuries, who knows? In an alternate universe, how that series could have gone. I don't think they beat Milwaukee, but it could have been a bit closer. But he was good off the bench. And I think he'll do even better next year. But it's bold. It is. I didn't want all my first three picks here were very conventional. So just going with a hot take that probably won't end up well.
Hot take.
All right, that's actually a good pick because Kevin Huerter is like top 5 in odds to win Sixth Man of the Year. So that's actually not as off as people think it is. My pick is Derrick Rose, New York Knicks.
We see eye to eye again.
Bro, that's crazy.
Look at
That's
this.
crazy.
Good old veteran, no broken leg, Derrick Rose.
Yeah, I always wonder
That's a
how
good
good he could have been if he didn't get hurt. It's one of the most
he could have
sad
been
things.
He was a
Yeah.
generational talent before he got injured.
Top 50
It
player,
Sucks.
in my opinion, if he didn't get hurt. This
Yeah.
guy won an MVP in his third, fourth year. Like insane.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, but Derrick Rose is going to win it. I think the Knicks are really liked by the media. If the Knicks have a good season, they'll for sure win it. And it's a nice comeback story. Derrick Rose won Sixth Man of the Year.
That's
Former
true.
MVP gets hurt. You know, narratives matter in sports awards. If you think that's good or bad, it is what it is. It's kind of how the awards work.
I agree.
That's true. Okay. So then we might as well move on to Rookie of the Year to kind of close it all off because once again, I don't see any argument there. So I made the mistake of not putting Rookie of the Year on these awards. So we are going to freestyle for you if we don't have stuff written down. I know that I'm going to freestyle. I don't know about everyone else, but Liam, let's start it off with you.
Okay. Rookie of the Year. I'm conflicted on this one because I don't want to go like that Cade Cunningham because he's one of the best players in the past few drafts. I'm going to take Scotty Barnes,
That's what I like to hear.
the Raptor.
Well,
My mom follows the NBA closely. She likes the Raptors a lot. She was talking to me the draft day, and I was like, "We're gonna get Jalen Suggs, great player. Watched him in the March Madness. I was really excited about him." And then they picked Scotty Barnes, and my mom was like, "What the hell's going on? Why? Who is this guy?" And then I'm like, "It's okay. I trust Masai. He knows what he's doing, and I think Barnes will make some Masai haters shut up and have a really, really dominant season."
In Masai, we trust.
Yeah, in Masai, we trust.
All right, Declan, take it right away.
All right, for this one, I really wanted to go Cade, and I do believe that he will win, but I really wanted to go I didn't want to go too basic with this one. I'm gonna go Jalen Suggs. This is I think he's gonna take off right away. I think Scotty Barnes will be the better pick in the end, but I think Jalen Suggs will have a better rookie season. This will leave Raptors fans doubting Masai a bit. I still think Scotty Barnes will have a better career. I totally trust Masai. I just think Jalen Suggs will get off to a way faster start. Scotty Barnes still has a bit to grow. Be a really good, solid NBA player by his second, third year. But I think Jalen Suggs will get off to a really fast start. He'll be rolling. He'll be scoring with that Magic team that is not very good, by the way.
Yeah.
I think he'll be one of the bright stars for a Magic team that otherwise doesn't have much hope.
They do have Michigan legend Franz Wagner on their team though.
Franz Wagner, bro. Franz Wagner.
I constantly, whenever I think of him airballing a shot to win the game against UCLA. That's all. I watch Michigan sports. That's my college team, and I remember watching this. My monitor's behind me, and thinking, how, and then to see him go in the first round, I'm like, good for him. But
that's great.
I remember watching that and thinking about all my friends that are Michigan fans, and it's like cheering because I'm an LSU fan, so that's not nearly as good still, but still, it's funny.
That UCLA team was a lot of fun in that March Madness tournament. But that Franz, I was gonna pick him. I was thinking, wait, should I pick Franz Wagner for Rookie of the Year? Just be like, why the hell not?
Franz Wagner, bro. Why not? All right, Jordan, go ahead.
All right. So this was a close one for me. So a lot of people are going to say Jalen Green is going to win Rookie of the Year. One, his stats are not going to be that good. People are underrating the team he's on because I think the Rockets will actually be good this year. As long as John Wall and Christian Wood stay on the team. That team could be a play-in team. They have a lot of scorers on that team, so he's not going to put up stats. Scotty Barnes, a lot of people who could score. You got to put up stats to win the award. Sadly, nobody cares if you play the best basketball. It's not how the awards work.
That's what I was thinking with Barnes. I picked him, but then in the back, you may not get as much minutes, but we'll see.
So my pick is Cade Cunningham. He has a team all to himself. He'll get the keys day one to the franchise.
Yeah,
who knows if the Pistons? I don't know where the Pistons. They can maybe make the 11th seed if something graciously happens. There's Jeremy Grant on the team. I don't know, but he's going to put up the numbers. Unlike I think most rookies who are going to struggle to get that much minutes due to playing on teams with already established scorers. So that's my pick.
Well, you want to know what? Mine might be a little controversial, okay? I was just currently looking at the draft class, and I thought to myself, you want to know what? I don't think anybody in the top 3 picks is going to be in contention for Rookie of the Year. I think the top 3 picks in contention, but not in the top 3. I think the top 3, in no specific order right now, will be Jonathan Kuminga, Davion Mitchell, and Scotty Barnes.
I was looking at Kuminga, and I was thinking, he's going to go.
Now, listen. The player that will personally for me stand out and will win Rookie of the Year out of those 3 is none other than Jonathan Kuminga. This guy's tearing it up in the G League. Oh my goodness. Go ahead, Liam.
Yeah, I was looking at them. He's going to be on that Warriors team. He'll get minutes, and that team can be good. I was really hoping they'd beat the Lakers. That game was fantastic. Yeah. I think the entire reason the NBA decided to keep the plan was because of that game. That's my second choice. I go Barnes and then Kuminga for me.
Yeah,
I really like Kuminga. Yeah, I think he's going to be getting dishes from Curry. He's going to be dishing to Curry from the post. It's going to be great. He's going to get minutes. He's going to get experience from some great players. I really like that pick. That was one of my top picks as well.
Exactly, man. And personally, I think he's going to get more minutes than James Wiseman this year, because James Wiseman is not only hurt. I don't know what he's doing right now, but I know that he didn't take Draymond Green being his, kind of like mentor as well as I think Jonathan Kuminga could do it, because you see Draymond Green on the bench, Steph Curry on the bench, they're yelling at these guys and everything that Draymond's saying to do, Kuminga's doing, and he's doing it well. This guy's running inside. You see that poster the other day? Oh, like this guy is doing everything. And I like how Declan said that he's going to be dishing to Curry from the post.
Yeah.
He can pass the ball, and he's massive, and he can do all this, man. And I don't see anyone else. If it's not him, for me, it's Davion Mitchell. I hate not to say Scotty Barnes, but it's true. Davion Mitchell's just a monster as well.
Yeah.
Davion Mitchell might get traded. I don't know why the Kings signed him, but started drafting him. That's a whole other conversation.
I was thinking if there's one pick that the Kings should not do, it's a guard.
The Kings
are, of course, it's the guard.
The Kings are terrible. They are terrible at drafting. Absolutely.
Marvin Bagley was such
Bagley.
He's a bad pick, but
Trae Young and then Doncic immediately following him. That they must be they should fold their franchise after that pick.
Listen, I think with the Kings, it's a problem with the developmental.
Yeah, they have awful development as well.
I'm not saying we don't really know how good Bagley was a pick because of how they develop players or not develop them. So we'll see.
They got Tyrese Halliburton, so that was a good draft.
But yet another guard, Buddy Hield, Tyrese Halliburton, Davion Mitchell, and De'Aaron Fox, who's pissed there. Might I add, Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield's probably going to be traded, I think. I think they'll look to target Pascal Siakam sometime this season.
Buddy Hield's been on the trading block for a year now, I think.
He had a good 2018, then kind of gradually got worse.
He was a six-man contender, was he not?
Who, Buddy Hield?
At some point? Buddy Hield.
He was he not? Yeah, I believe he was.
Yeah, I mean, he's an older player, so he's kind of peaked out. Yeah, he's kind of peaked out.
His peak was a few years ago.
Yeah,
you don't improve that much by that age.
And you want to know what? I don't think Marvin Bagley was a bad pick, but due to his injuries, the best thing that he's done is in his entire NBA career is write a diss track on Damian Lillard, and Dave still slapped him Still slaps him. You can look it up.
Why would a 20-something-year-old be running a diss track on one of the most solidified players in the league in terms of performance? I don't get that.
But plus, he's a great rapper, might I add. Okay, this guy has.
He's actually not bad. He's not bad.
He's not bad. I like him.
He's probably better than Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown.
Oh,
Antonio
yes.
Brown is the
Oh
best.
my goodness, get Antonio Brown out of here.
A whole lot of money. A whole lot of money.
Marvin Bagley may be in a Raptors jersey one
Can
day.
I say two things?
Maybe in a
Maybe.
Raptors
Hey,
jersey
go ahead,
one
go
day.
ahead, go ahead, Declan.
Here, one. I want to correct myself from earlier. I said Goran Dragic. We were talking about MIP, and I thought we were talking about six man.
Oh, okay, because I was about to say,
Yeah,
bro.
I can tell you're probably confused. And second, how about this? This is a bit of bias because this guy went to Orangeville Prep around the corner from us. Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep, I know you're about to pick.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Go ahead, say it.
What do you think? What do you think?
I know exactly who you're looking for.
Just
I
say-
read
just
about
say-
that
just say-
guy.
just say- just say-
Just
say.
go.
Lou Dort for Defensive Player of the Year.
Boom.
Yes.
Listen,
Wow, that's
it's
crazy.
not a bad pick. It is not a
What?
bad pick, but come
Who
on.
guard 1 through 4, man. Like he's
Nah,
ridiculous.
think that's-
you can't be a defensive player on a bad team. I don't know.
Lou
No, I
Dort,
know. I
man.
agree.
Lou Dort.
I think
That's
that
never-
is a bit of bias, Orangeville bias.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Orangeville
Orangeville
bias
bias,
for sure.
man. Orangeville
But
bias.
you got to be on a playoff team to win that award.
Yeah.
Because it kind of
Yeah,
defeats the
for sure.
purpose.
Yeah.
This guy said, I thought he was going to talk about Canadian, but then he said Orangeville Prep. Immediately, Lou Dort, right there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes, but that is going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Liam and Declan, for joining us today. It was a
No
blast
problem.
to
It was
have you
tons of
guys
fun.
on.
No problem. Lots
Yeah.
of fun.
Of course. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, turn on the post notifications. It's a lot, but hey, it'll help us because, we're 14 subs away from 100, and that is our goal for the year.
Get them 200.
Get us to
Yes,
100,
push.
man.
Let's go.
And also, I will put the link to Liam and Declan's podcast in the bio. Make sure to click
Much
it. Check out other
appreciated.
episodes, and it's an amazing podcast, might I add. Liam is ecstatic that the Canadians went to the
Yeah.
to the Stanley Cup this year.
That was a lot of
And
fun.
He played like bear music,
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
but yes,
I had to show off with
Oh,
the
my
the Habs song.
And the Leafs are a joke. The Leafs
The
are a
Leafs
joke.
are a joke.
I hate being a Leafs
That was
fan.
the
it's painful, really.
episode.
It's like mental abuse at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it
best
is.
episode
It's a
I've ever
social
done
experiment.
is following that game 7 against Toronto. Just with
Oh.
that was just the biggest shit bragging rights.
Of course,
Oh,
man.
The only
But
good
yes.
Toronto team are the Raptors. The only team that
Yes,
actually knows
sir.
how to win
And
in the
TFC
clutch.
that 1 year.
Yeah, TFC
Yeah,
that
no,
1
2
year.
years. 2
And the
years. Well, they went to
2
the
years.
finals
And
1
the
year,
and the
then they-
Argos recently.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
That's
Argos
about it.
too.
Yes. But
Yeah.
make sure to have a great day, night, evening, wherever the hell you guys stay at. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Uh,